Hey friends, Gary here. Welcome to today's video. Today I want to share my recent experience of using this beloved lens of mine, the Panasonic Lumix 14-140mm f3.5 to f5.6 super zoom lens for micro four thirds. I want to focus specifically on how it was able to enhance my photography journey as an enthusiast photographer who loves to use micro four thirds camera system. This video is not going to be a full review of this lens. I made a review about the 14-140 a few months ago or maybe a few years ago. You can check out that video right here. But today it's more like an appreciation video. I want to share how much fun that I have using this lens on the field, how it was able to encourage me to take more picture, and how it was able to integrate into my everyday photography workflow. As a big fan of micro four thirds camera system, I do have plenty of micro four thirds lenses, and I do mean plenty. I have all sorts of different kinds of prime lenses of different focal lengths and different apertures. I have all sorts of different kinds of zoom lenses for wide angle, for normal, for telephoto, and even ultra telephoto. I have them all. I've been very fortunate and grateful to be able to experience different kinds of micro four thirds lenses. However, all of these lenses, they have specific purpose, they have specific tasks, and they produce very specific results. Some of them are for portraits, some of them are for landscape, some of them I think they are the best for street photography. But it's a different story with the 14-140. This is a super zoom lens. It's very versatile and flexible, but it's a jack of all trade kind of lens. It kind of does everything, not particularly very perfect, but it does everything pretty well in my opinion. Now the question is, how does the 14-140 fit into this whole overall pictures when I have all of these other beautiful lenses doing different things perfectly? Well, the answer is, if I want to focus on just taking the pictures, just having that moment being captured without thinking too much about gear, without chasing for perfection, just having fun, enjoying the little bit of photography time, then the 14-140 I think is a really good lens for that. This lens has everything, and I mean everything. First of all, focal length range is just so flexible. It can go from wide angle, normal wide angle 14mm all the way to telephoto 140mm. And although it is a super zoom lens, and usually with super zoom lens we have a little bit of compromise in terms of image quality, I must say that the image quality of the 14-140 is more than good enough. Everything looks sharp, everything looks detailed, everything looks contrasty. I'm showing you some sample pictures right now. Yes, maybe if you compare this lens to a more premium prime lenses with large aperture and better kind of optical performance, yes, the 14-140 may not be as perfect as those guys, but most of the time when you look at the pictures taken using this lens, as it is, I mean, the picture quality is already really good. Also, this lens has image stabilizer, very important, especially if you are using non-stabilized camera body, and if you're dealing with slower shutter speed or lower light condition, optical stabilizer can really help. Now, my version of the lens is the Mark 1 version, so it doesn't come with weather sealing. But if you choose the Mark 2 version, it does have weather sealing, improving its functionality even further. So now you can use this lens on bad weather when it's raining or snowing, things like that. So yeah, this lens allows me to just focus on capturing the moments, on capturing the compositions, on taking the pictures. I don't have to think too much about gear. It won't get in the way between me and my pictures. And when I'm taking picture with this lens, I don't have to think about, oh, I should have used this lens instead because I want to zoom in, or I should use this lens instead because I want to zoom out. I can just use one lens to do anything. Now, if the 14-140 is a food that I can eat, then probably it's going to be fried egg. Let me explain. Fried egg is not too expensive. It is tasty, and then it is very easy to prepare, and also it provides lots of nutrition for your body, so it makes you healthy. Now, the 14-140 is actually quite similar. It's not really that expensive. It has great image quality. It is very easy to use. It has very nice zoom range from wide angle to telephoto, and also it has great performance with its very fast single autofocus and also the optical stabilizer. Sometimes you don't really need to eat fancy food all of the time. All you need is just something that is very easy to make, tasty, relatively not too expensive, but also healthy for your body. Same story with your camera lens. Doesn't have to be fancy all the time. As long as it can provide great image quality, easy to use, then you're good to go. And that leads nicely to the next question. What is the 14-140 actually good for? And the answer obviously is travel photography. When you're traveling, you cannot really predict what's going to happen. You have to be responsive, you have to be flexible, and something like this can be very useful for travel. You can just zoom in and zoom out and be able to capture anything, and I mean anything. Street photography, portraits, landscape, all that stuff, you have to be able to capture it as fast as possible before the moment is gone. So a few weeks ago, I was on a train ride from Jogja to Jakarta. I have some appointments that I need to attend, and during the train ride, we were passing by some beautiful sceneries, some little hills, some mountains, some forests, and I want to capture those photos. And actually, I brought the 14-140 with me with my Panasonic Lumix GX850, and this combination was able to capture all of these sceneries. I was so happy that I brought this camera and this lens, and being able to just zoom in and zoom out and capture the compositions that I want while inside of a moving train. That was just mind-blowing. However, this super zoom lens is not only good for travel photography. Actually, for everyday photography, this is kind of underrated. A few weeks ago, I went to Menoreh View, and while I visited that area, I don't want to think too much about the camera gear, so I just brought this guy and start capturing some photos of the beautiful Menoreh hills. And I was so happy with the performance of this guy. It doesn't restrict me at all because it's a super zoom lens. It's so easy to use, it's very versatile. Again, I can zoom in and I can zoom out, get all the compositions that I want in a single lens without having to change lenses. It really doesn't get in the way between me and my pictures, and that makes this lens so fun, so enjoyable to use, that actually it motivates me to take more pictures. Anyway, if you found this video to be helpful and entertaining, please consider supporting my YouTube channel by joining my Patreon, where you will get exclusive benefits such as being able to access high-resolution photographs that I capture myself using my cameras and lenses, and to ask questions for future Q&A video on my YouTube channel with the link right here. It's patreon.com/Gary_W. Your support will be greatly appreciated. Now let's continue with today's video. And that's the point that I want to emphasize. It's not just about having the best lens in your collection. Sometimes it's also about having fun, enjoying photography time. Now, I want to be honest with you guys. Some of you might already know I have a full-time job, 9 to 5 in the office, and when the work schedule gets crazy, I get really busy and I ended up not having time for photography at all. So maybe I won't take pictures for days or even weeks or even sometimes months. That happens, and that really sucks. And also sometimes when I already have the chance to take pictures again after my schedule gets better, the weather starts to become bad. You know, we have rains, we have crazy winds, that kind of stuff, thunderstorms. And when you haven't taken pictures for a while, I think a lens like this really makes sense. Something that is easy to use, very convenient, it just motivates you to take more pictures and it encourages you to have more fun in photography. You don't have to deal with difficult gear. Oh, this just has one focal length, but I want to capture something, zoom in, and it's not possible with this guy. No, you have something that's very versatile. Just zoom in, just zoom out, get the pictures that you want. You don't have to worry about the limitation of the focal length, about the versatility of your gear. Sometimes I like to think about photography almost like sport. So when you haven't exercised in a while, you start to become weaker. And the way you get back to normal again is to build your reps slowly. Start with something easy. Don't force yourself too hard. Keep doing it until you get back to your original strength again. Same stuff with music as well. I'm a guitar player. When you haven't played guitar for a while, like me right now, I haven't played guitar in a while, you want to start slowly when you get the chance to play again. Change the strings to a lighter string that is easy to use and then play something that's not too difficult. Build your reps until you are back to your normal strength again. Same stuff with photography. If you haven't taken pictures for a while, your photography muscle will become weaker. So start with something easy, a super zoom lens like the 14-140. Just focus on getting the pictures, build your reps slowly until your photography muscles get better and get back to its normal strength. And that wraps up today's video. So that is my little presentation about my appreciation for the 14-140 lens. Hopefully this has been fun, inspiring, makes you want to go out and take some pictures. But now it's enough about me. Now I want to learn more from you. What lens that you guys actually use when you haven't taken pictures in a while and you want to start building that reps again slowly so that your photography muscle can get back to its original strength. I want to know. Please share on the comment down below. I'd love to read your comments. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing to my channel down below. And if you want to support my channel even further, consider using the affiliate links on the description below. Use the super thanks button to make a small donation to my channel or purchase my travel photography ebook called Simplifying Travel Photography. I think you guys will like that ebook. And if you want to subscribe to my second channel where I share about my daily lives, I will also put the link down below. The channel is called Gary Daily. And I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.